right, traders. So let's talk about the share price of Tesla. I know just personally, a lot of my buddies, always ask me about where Tesla is heading. Of course, the stock had a very, very strong start in 2023, right? If you measure that bottom there, that happened in mid-January of this year to the highs of around 217 that occurred what was it, this month? In February, you have a gain of around 110 to 111%, year to date from the beginning of this year to the highs of that year. Obviously, it's given up some of those gains right now, but a lot of people are wondering, where Tesla is going next. From a technical approach, I was watching this resistance zone here. You can see that this zone, that 210 level, was very important support for Tesla in 2022, right? We saw a bounce above it. We saw a brief bounce above it before we got a sell-off that broke below it and led to that big drop, which took us very near to the major 100 level dollar zone. We came back to retest that zone. And as you can see, when we did come to retest, the stock just began to range. So ranges, generally are an indicator that that previous trend is over and people are taking profits, and likely, you're going to see a reversal. Just reading some of these candlestick charts, you had a very, very big, large green candle. You even had a breakout, actually, on February 15th. No momentum. Instead, we got this sell-off here, big red candle, and usually that's a sign, right, that the bears are in control. When you have this false breakout, fake out, some people call it, usually the sign that, the bulls have been trapped and the sellers are taking that control. I've drawn this level here at around the 190 zone, just because I think that's the bottom portion of this range. You can go to a line chart if you want, and if you do that, actually, in fact, you would adjust your support a bit higher just to connect the lows there. But as you can see, with today's daily close, you would technically have a breakdown of the range, which would be, obviously a very, very bearish sign for the stock. As long as we remain back below this 190 zone, then there is potential that the stock can pull back and, retest zones at that 160, that 150 zone. So I would just issue a bit of a warning here for, you traders, or I guess you Tesla bulls here. It does look like this range is breaking. And of course, I'm recording this. We still have about 40 minutes left in the trading day. So you could see a large gain that gets us back above that one sort of 90-ish zone here. But the catalyst, Investor Day, right? This Investor Day that Tesla does, where they have this presentation, they bring, some people up on the stage to talk about where Tesla is going. It really didn't meet expectations. I think, it was a bit of a letdown for some investors. Well, that's what Wall Street says here. Musk took the stage, Elon Musk took the stage to discuss how Tesla plans to scale up in the face of increasing competitions. They had this cool presentation where they highlighted their long-term vision, their previous achievements, their technological prowess, and their global aspirations towards electrification and sustainability. But it sort of fell short on the specifics on how to achieve that, and any new Tesla products or services as well. Recap that Musk did unveil what he called the Master Plan Part 2, or Part 2 in 2016. On this week, he released Master Plan 3. These, are some of the objectives he listed for Master Plan Part 2 in 2016. And unfortunately, many of them have not been completely fulfilled a couple of years later, or 7 years later in 2023. So just, take that into account when he talks about his master plan. Musk talked about the new gigafactory that he wants to open up in Mexico. Tesla wants to produce 20 million electric vehicles per year by 2030. They've produced 1.31 million vehicles for the full year in 2022. So, still quite a lot of room to go. And they definitely do have to pick up on that production and perhaps build more gigafactories to do so. You had the CFO talk about cutting costs and reducing operating costs for owners. However, they didn't provide any long-term financial targets, which is usually a common occurrence at Tesla's investor day. You had Tesla's design leader and vice president of vehicle engineering talk about planned manufacturing changes meant to improve the efficiency of Tesla vehicle production, but they didn't reveal the next gen vehicle. And as I said, the Mexico announcement, the president of Mexico actually announced it a day before Investor Day. So Musk just basically confirmed it, saying, yeah, the most exciting announcement of the day is we're building a gigafactory in Mexico where our next generation vehicles would be made. So the stock, didn't really react positively to Investor Day. It dropped actually more than 5% post-market on Wednesday. And, at the time of recording here, the stock is down around 6.7% as we are trading here on March the 2nd. But as I said, the technicals, it does appear as there is going to be a breakdown here. No momentum on that breakout. And just from a technical approach, a lot of things here point to a bit more lows here in Tesla. And as I said, from the fundamental context, nothing really much to excite long-term bulls just from that Investor Day presentation. However, I would say, one caveat for Tesla perhaps maintaining this support and possibly breaking back higher would just be a broader stock market move in general. And you can see the NASDAQ is actually testing, a major support zone there. And if that can hold up, then it would do wonders for some of the tech stocks. However, saying that, I want to take you guys here to FinViz. If you look at a heat map here of the stock markets, you can see that there's green pretty much in a lot of the sectors. And there is the auto manufacturer Tesla itself with a big red gain. So it's not necessarily 100% that if the market holds support, then Tesla will be able to do so as well. So from a technical approach, as I said, breakdown, and if that breakdown is confirmed by the end of the day, expect a few more lows here heading higher for the price of Tesla. But if Tesla can manage to squeak up and get a close back about this 193 to 195 zone, then that breakdown would have been nullified, and either we continue to range or we just wait for a breakout above that 210 zone here on Tesla. So that's it for Tesla. Let me know in the comments below where you guys think Tesla's share price is heading. Be sure to like the video. Be sure to follow us, and I'll catch you guys all in the next Chart Attack video.